Very pleased not to be joined here at SB Nation by the one and only, the dashing, the debonair, the internationally famous. You know him, you love him. He once put a hit on one of my all-time favorite linebackers that I cannot wait to ask him about. It is Golden Tate. Golden, how are you doing today?
I'm great, man. Just hanging out in Detroit right now and getting ready for the big event tonight that I'm pumped to be a part of with Smirnoff and get to play some pickleball.
I actually have a lot of questions, obviously, but I do want to start here. You are an international man of mystery, some would say, certainly a national one, a domestic one. And pickleball is the latest thing. Every time I browse, the internet, it feels like you're in on something new. Pickleball is taking over the country, and now it appears that it has taken over the heart of Golden Tate. Now you have teamed up. I just want to hear it in your words, actually. Please tell us what you got going on in the 313 right now.
Yeah, so I teamed up with Smirnoff to promote their brand new Smirnoff Smash Vodka and Soda drink, which is awesome. I had a chance to try all of them yesterday, and they are legitimately really, really good. And so I've been playing a lot of pickleball lately, and so they're having a pickleball event that fits in greatly. You got the vodka smash, and I get to smash the pickleball. So like my heart is happy right now because two things that I really enjoy are coming together.
I'm not an athlete, and I mean, I run on the treadmill. Don't get me wrong, but I've never performed at a high level. I feel like mixing alcohol with athletic activity is a no-no in some capacities, but in this one, it feels like a perfect blend of all the right circumstances.
Yeah, so for my type of play that I anticipate today I'm not going to be grinding out there on the pickleball
Right.
court today. More so having fun, interacting with the fans. So I might, maybe in between timeouts, I might go take a sip of my vodka smash and we'll see what happens. But if a team comes that wants to smoke, I might have to lock in and put it down to the side. But I'll be looking at it throughout the games.
That's well said. That's a lifestyle that I think a lot of people enjoy. I mentioned I had a lot of questions. One is I understand you are a big golfer now, so you are probably used to this type of athleticism, I would say, and partaking in a beverage or two. I'm just so curious about the state of your golf game right now. Are you tuned in on the President's Cup? Like how big of a golfer are you?
I am a huge golfer actually, and I'm actually getting ready for our big member guest tournament next weekend. And I flew into Michigan yesterday, did the event yesterday, and this morning at 8:30, I went and teed off and played a course with one of my old teammates, Joy Bell, and kind of just got back around here not too long ago. Took me like a little power nap. Now I'm, locked in over here and getting ready to play some pickleball. So this is a really fulfilled day for me.
That is, Joik Bell. I mean, fantasy owners back in the day. I mean, obviously Golden Tate too, but you know what I'm saying? Like Joik Bell, that's a name I hadn't thought of in a long time, and you rekindled some memories for me in that capacity. Well, I love seeing everything you do in golf. I love seeing what you're doing in pickleball. I talked about it in the teas. I actually cover the Dallas Cowboys at SB Nation. I will never, ever in my life ever forget the hit that you put on Sean Lee. Ever. I mean, and I had nothing to do with it. I'm curious if you knew that moment, what it was like, that it was intense. You know what I mean? Because I feel like some things are probably not you're not aware of until after the fact, but you had to have known right away what kind of a hit you put on Sean Lee.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to have that type of effect through the sports world for so long, and it's something that still pops up. And right around then is when my football career started to change for the better. Between that play and a
Right,
few later, before the Hail Mary catch against Green Bay,
right.
like it's completely changed. But one thing I do know for sure after that Mike Sean Lee hit was that I was probably the most hated man in the state of Texas. Like I'm talking about to do that to your beloved Sean Lee. I'm talking about I had all types of hate coming my way from every social media outlet. It was actually a legal hit at that time. I did not get flagged. I did not get in trouble by any means, but I still got fined for some reason, which I to this day I don't understand. And per rule, it was completely legal. My team thought it was legal, and I think Jerry Jones made a call into Mr. Goodell or whoever it is at the NFL, say, "Hey, you better find this cat." And I got fined the max, which was like $21,000 for my as a third year player, my first ever offense, period. And they did not take a dime away from it. They took it all. So Christmas was a little thin that year.
Yeah, the Tate household certainly suffered. Didn't mean to bring up that poor memory. I do remember, obviously, Cowboys fans kind of rallying against you. I've like, this isn't just a coincidence here, but I've always loved your career, and again, seeing you in your post NFL time. It was one of those things where, well, by the letter of the law, it was completely clean at that moment in time, and so you do have to kind of remember that. But it was just such not literally flagrant, but a flagrant thing that was intense that it just kind of sticks out of your memory. And you're right, Sean Lee was incredibly beloved at that point in time. I thought it was because he went to Penn State and you kind of had a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've got any kind of Midwest bad blood there.
No, I didn't at that time. I mean, we did get our heads beat in by Penn State like my freshman year, but he wasn't even there yet. But honestly, since then, I've kind of been really nervous to like be face to face with Sean Lee, but we do have a mutual friend who was like really good buddies with him, and he reached out and said, "Hey, I'm not pissed off at you. Like, it was a really good hit actually. I should have had my head on a swivel and that everything's good. So it makes me feel a lot better. But I've kind of been like, man, I hope I don't see this guy in public because he's probably going to try to kick the crap out of me, and I don't want that.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, by the way, the fact that you remember all the details so specifically, spoken like the man who has defended himself on this on this subject once or twice. So again, just a really, I wouldn't say my primary memory of you. Your career was so interesting and so fun, and now it's so cool to see what you're doing. Why? What is it that you love about the Detroit area, the Michigan area? I mean, that this is where this event is taking place. Again, obviously a Notre Dame guy. I imagine this place is near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, just the Midwest. I never thought being a kid from Tennessee would have so much love for the Midwest and from the people of the Midwest. But between Notre Dame and Detroit, they've kind of, I'm like their adopted child, I feel like, and it's a really good feeling, especially after I'm done playing. I'm not scoring touchdowns and getting first downs or celebrating, but whenever I come back, people spot me on the street, they show love, and I really appreciate that. And I feel like I've been a part of like the development of Detroit in a way. When I got to Detroit back in 2014, like the city was rough, things were just rough. And then each year I was here, things just got better and better and better, from top to bottom as far as like the economy here. Dan Gilbert came in and bought up everything and turned it into a really cool city. A lot of my teammates are still staying around, developing businesses that I'm able to be a part of. And now it's after many people's lifetimes, we have a product that we're putting on the field that we're really excited and proud about. We got Brett Favre out of the division. We got Aaron Rodgers out of the division. We got Jordan Love on the sidelines for a few weeks. And so, we're feeling good with where we are. And now we can insert ourselves into these conversations where we can talk a little shit, because we have a legitimate team. And so it's fun to be a part of that, and be a part of that buzz, because you got people who, are holding on since the last World War, who are still fans of Detroit and just have nothing to show for it. And now the time is now.
It felt like you bought low on Lion stock, and now look at you. You know what I mean? You're the king of everything because you invested, and now look at what it's all become. I'd be remiss, last one for you, if I didn't ask because of Monday Night Football. I mean, is it just a tough emotional thing for you with the Seahawks and Lions playing one another, or you just kind of happy to watch and enjoy whatever chaos unfolds?
You know, I I've been torn because I've played the scenario in my mind many times. Like, what happens when the two teams that I played for the most time in my
Right.
career play each other? And I've just decided to keep it simple. I'm going to just root for the home team. And this
That's
time,
smart.
it happens to be the Detroit Lions, so it's the Detroit Lions. But if we play the Pacific Northwest, because I'm a man of my word, I'm gonna be rooting for the Seattle Seahawks. But I will say this: if you had to say take all that away, who am I rooting for? I gotta say I'm gonna be rooting for the Detroit Lions a little bit more in every matchup because, I was there longer. I was developing into the player that I was known as, like the Yak
Right.
King, because of Detroit. And really, like Detroit's never won anything up until, last year. And so I want the city, the state to feel what it's like to have a winner out there, year in and year out. Now, Seattle, when I, Pete Carroll, they won a division or been to the playoffs, what, like 10 of his 12 years or however. They know
Yeah,
what
they're
it's like.
good. Their
Yeah,
stomachs are full. Yeah, I'm with you.
exactly. So I want Detroit to feel it, a little bit.
That's well said. Plus, the Lions have those cool black uniforms they're wearing, so you can't really like go against that energy. That's smart of you. You mentioned Detroit or Michigan hasn't really won anything. Your event is in Ann Arbor. I mean, let's be real. You know what I mean? Everything's kind of all right there right now from a
Yeah.
football perspective. Golden Tate, you're the man. Smash vodka soda. It's super awesome. Everybody go get it. Obviously, 21 and up. Thank you so much for the time. We forgive you on behalf of all Dallas Cowboys fans for the Sean Lee thing.
Thank you so much.